anyways, so I did some working with the lights. I made it brighter in the front. I put this on as dim as it can go, and we'll say, there you go. Hey guys, we didn't make it on to Thirsty Thursday yesterday because
I need you to quiet down on my phone.
oh, that I thought that was on our thing. It's a funny clip we were watching. So Sean's neck was really hurting, and he was out of his Advil Tylenol mix. So we had to get that, and now he's feeling better. So that is why we're here early today instead of our normal 8:30 that it was supposed to be last night. You see that? There we go. Hey Karen, why do I have to watch ads on our own video?
Because you didn't pay the $7.99.
Hey Jen, how are you? Huh? We have ads in. How come we don't normally have them?
Here.
Thank you, sweetie.
You bet.
I'm perplexed. Why you have ads when you watch your own thing? Do you know what I mean?
Because we didn't pay the...
You still have lipstick on your face.
I have lipstick.
I took a really cute picture last night of 2 lipstick marks, and he is such a romantic guy. He left it on.
I left it on there.
He wants the whole world to see it.
I mean, like, that's right. All right, let me see if I can get this right.
How are you, Jen? Have you been in here before? I think she might know us, but I can't remember.
There might be
Is it Jen, that hiking hippie? Hey, Yorkshire Rose. We're doing a day stream for you, my friend. Hey, Kay. They're 6 hours ahead, right? Tracy, are y'all 6 hours ahead?
Hey, what's going on?
How far ahead was Germany? 8?
4.
Oh, wait, no.
4.
I'm not going to talk anymore about where Tracy is because I don't want to put that out there, but I think she's British, but she's not.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well.
It was about 4,
Hey, Loretta.
depending on daylight savings time. Could be 5.
It doesn't change with daylight savings
For
time.
us, it does, because we jump hours. They don't.
They don't have daylight savings time?
No.
Oh, I didn't know that.
That's what I mean. Sometimes it's 4, sometimes it's 5.
Oh, so I heard they started daylight savings for farmers way back in the day.
Oh.
That's
makes
what I
sense.
heard. But okay. Look, Sean, check it out. Now
It looks a little
you can
better.
see the ring light in it, but
It does
beyond
look better.
that, we did it. We did it. We did it.
Yeah, look at online.
It's very clear.
Very good.
The only thing we have to next time is to move it up. So who cares though, right?
Jen says, I left a certain someone's community. I'm truly sorry for being a fool, Mandy and Sean.
Oh, that's okay.
Well,
Okay. I know who you are then. Welcome. Stay a while. It's totally okay. Everyone
it's
does.
okay. Hey, you know what?
Thank you for
You
the
ain't
apology.
the first. You ain't the first to see the light.
Thank you, Tend Your Soul, right? Tend Your Soil. Thank you. They said the sign looks good. Of course.
GG Lemon Squeezy's here. It's going to be a few different people
Yeah.
from 8:30.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
If we do it at 2, and so I think we should just throw it all into YouTube. Just throw the job and.
Yeah, I might. I mean, you know what?
He is about to. We have another
plan of attack for employment.
There's one. He got another federal job that is still in the works. Hey, In Your Dreams and Lord Hillcrest. I have not seen you guys in a while. So, but I think what he's going to do is what?
You want me to go to school?
I thought you wanted to go to school.
I thought you wanted
He's
me
going
to
back
go.
to school.
I'm going back to school.
He's going to have to redo his credits towards his master's because they expired. But I think that
There's just more credentials, and then you can make a living not working so hard.
I think that he doesn't. Whenever I say this, he's like, "No." I'm like, "I think you should be a counselor."
I've always thought that, a counselor is only as effective as they are in their personal lives, and that my life is a lot better than it used to be.
Yeah.
So
We were talking today about dream jobs, and I was, he took no, that's that other thing. I thought he took the bow off the present. But we were talking about things. I would love to be a crisis counselor, like the ones that when someone's, threatening to jump or something like that, they do send in someone to do a last whatever. And I think that I would be good at that.
I think you would be.
I really do. But I don't know. I guess you would have to get a master's in social work in order to qualify for that.
It depends on, what your actual job position was. There's
That's
a lot
true.
of volunteer groups and stuff like that.
That's true. Let me see. She said, amen, Karen. Let me pin that. We sure did, Loretta. But yes, so for those of you who don't know, Karen and Loretta came from over there. They were there all the way up until and after Sean and I got together.
I came from over there.
Then one time she went for a service and went for all of that. And they
Mm-hmm.
went, peace. And they wrote us a really, really, really kind DM.
Mm-hmm.
And that's been 4 years ago. About 4 years ago now. So
And not just her, but anybody that goes for my service that doesn't normally work too well for them.
No. I was super, well, I'm not going to get into that. Oh my gosh, thank you, Presley. Thank you. She's here somewhere.
Presley, are you lurking?
I have the shirt. No, I didn't. I changed it. I had the
reason
thank
why
you,
this
Presley.
is, thank you, Presley. This is why 2 o'clock also works, because some of our friends are awake.
They're
I mean-
awake and they're not, like, most of the time they're heading to bed. So.
Right. See, like, I come home from work and
Good to see you, Presley.
I'm home for like maybe an hour and a half before we go live. When we decide to go live, Mandy knows sometimes she's like, got to drink a Red Bull or something, we're going live.
Yeah.
But a lot of people that are still working, and Presley works a lot.
Look, I want you to read this because then it doesn't sound like I'm obsessed with myself. I think it's very sweet.
Loretta says, anyone who doesn't take the time to really get to know Mandy, you are truly missing out. She's a sweetheart, and she has the love she has for Sean is something he never had with who. Yeah, that's true.
Thank you. I just thought it would
thank
sound
you.
good you saying it.
And hey, what else? We're using our iPad. It used to be
Yes.
that we had to use my phone.
For those of y'all
Now
who
we got
missed it,
the iPad.
I decided I wanted an iWatch and I made it happen. If you've got Verizon, they'll bill anything.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta pay for it when the bill comes. But if your
It's-
bill's already
It's one of those things that life, at least in America, life was really about your credit for your buying power. Stuff's expensive. Cars and this and that is all going through the roof, but credit is, and Stewie
Okay,
used to say that, Stewie used to say the reason that I got with Mandy was because she's got good credit,
I forgot he
know.
said that.
which isn't, it is now.
And then when you got the
What is it?
Ranger, he said you bought a baby truck.
I bought a baby truck. I miss
And
Stewie, man.
that was what Stewie every once in a while can throw one that gets to you because when he said
He
about
used to be able to a
when
lot.
he did the baby truck, Sean was like,
Baby truck. The fuck?
"Hey,
You
just
know?
being me." Daylight savings are really shut up for farmers. See, we got
Yeah.
lots of farm. That's what I thought. That's what I thought for the field hands to still be able to assist during semi-light hours.
That's right.
You see,
But that's what's happening. It used to be like before COVID, you needed.
they're very, very hopeful for your schooling.
Thank you. But but pre-COVID, it was really about credit score and stuff. But then after COVID, we found out that it's about having a job. Like I have good credit,
That's what I
but I
told
don't
him.
have great credit.
If you have a consistent
But
income,
If you have a consistent income,
Presley knows she works somewhere where that's
and
the
that's
case.
what they look at. It's like, well, my credit score is this, but I have all this fixed income. They don't even care about fixed income.
If they look at your LES through the military and you still got a few years in, they're like,
But see,
Yeah.
if you retire, I have that income. That's good, but having another job is puts you over for like a new car and stuff like that. But Mandy goes out. We talked about this the other night. I'm like, we're on a budget, babe. She goes, I'm getting an Apple Watch. That's good for Christmas. No. The next day she had an Apple Watch and an iPad, and
and a lot of times if you're buying the model that's about to get upgraded, this iPad, it's the newest one. Like 2 newer ones have come out, so they're still selling the older ones, and you can get it at a steal. Lord Hillcrest, he's looking at another job, but beyond that, I think he's going to go back to school.
I might be able to do both if the job that I want comes through, because I'll be home a lot, because it'll be kind of a remote thing some of the time.
Yorkshire, I wish we had some baby chickens. It's wintertime. We don't normally plan very well, and
Last year we had chickens in December.
I want to, but we haven't yet. I want to see a couple of the mixes, what they look like. I want to see if Uggo impregnated the Silky. The Silky's like this big and Uggo's like this big.
Yeah.
That's gonna
But
be one ugly chicken.
Since we have this, we could go live on this in the yard. It'd probably be
That's
pretty good.
that's
We
what
could
I was
run out
saying.
there and I could probably get the Silky and bring it in.
Some people run 2 live streams to steal views, and you have one running pointed at Storm. If it was pointed at Storm, and just let that one run, and then you put another one, we'd forget and leave it not muted, and we'd be cussing. Not that.
I didn't say nothing. You have a dirty mind, you know that?
But anyways, so, yeah, I think Uggo, he's gotten with her. I came there from different screen. Yes, feel horrible, apologize, and moved on. Yeah, we really aren't that bad. We can be annoying. I totally agree. We annoy ourselves even.
But we're boring. You can ask Kiwi Farms.
The only ones we talk shit about are Telfer, Owl, and the Beast. That's it, right?
Well,
Owl, that reminds me. Owl, leave Androsny alone. Why are you talking about her? You want to talk about us talking about people. That
She's
girl's
really
sick. That girl is sick.
yeah. And you used to say she was sick, but really right now with the drama community, because Owl's she's got to drag somebody. She's got to make fun of somebody.
Yes.
She calls it review.
Leave that
but
girl
it's really
alone.
making fun of people.
Yeah.
And this all started with, Yaba back in the day. She kind of went away from the drama community. She built her channel and reviewing Foodie Beauty. Foodie Beauty is very easy to review and very easy to make fun of.
Yeah.
And then suddenly, a couple years ago, someone saw Yaba and was like, "You're making fun of her size when you're pretty damn big." Y'all remember? And then so they had to start with the fat on fat crime. They were saying that. And her partner over there, Sam's supposed to be a real big advocate for mental health. Yet it's okay for her partner there to. It's just really, if you are doing this stuff on YouTube, and people are going to accuse you of gaslighting, or you're doing that when you're doing drama, you're gaslighting people and making fun of people and dragging people. That's what it is. We should change it to the gaslight community.
I would like to write the word gaslight out of the. Okay, so Carlos asked if he can give some job ideas, Boyd style.
Okay.
And I said, go for it.
Yeah.
No, let it. He's
I want to see what it's
a bank robber. That is not a bad idea. But nowadays, there's too many cameras.
But you can't show your face. You can't show your face.
Hey, Mark, how are you? Sperm donor. He's had a vasectomy. We're already running into trouble with that already.
I'd be flunking that one every time. I'd be like, how'd I do? No,
grave diggers make a lot of money.
There's no
They
swimmers.
really do.
There's no swimmers in there, dude.
I know. We figured out. Yes, exactly. Solarta says, so Paula's wrong for reacting to the Beast because she has mental illness, but what makes Owl different covering that girl? She obviously very mentally ill. Make it make sense. That girl's sick. Yeah, I don't. You won't ever be able to make sense of what Owl does. She's a hypocrite. She's a backstabber. She's
back and forth.
You can't make any sense out of that. We already tried.
There's not a whole lot of people that really trust her. That's the thing.
Exactly.
None of the people that have been here for a while. It's like, so what do you think of her? She's whatever, but she lost her mind when she did.
She had a few views going live, and she just lost it.
Well, she used to not go live. She's only been doing the live thing, I think.
Couple years.
We went live before her, right?
Oh yeah, she's only gone live a couple years.
All those subs that she
had.
had, she got several years ago doing vlogs, and she had pretty decent vlogs. She had a lot of people, 13, 14, 15,000
and she was
subs.
grateful. She was grateful for her viewers. Anybody that came to throw, she was grateful for them. She was grateful, and now she's like, my shit don't stink.
Yep.
And if you say that we're like that, we're absolutely not.
She
pharmaceutical tester, Carlos says, and crash dummy.
Crashed. I already have a bad back though.
Yes, Lord, you're right. Good, thank you, Mark. That's all he said. Keep him coming. Yorkshire said we need to get a baby donkey. Do you know that we were just talking about that the other day? If we can swing a fence, we're gonna get a baby donkey. Oh my God, Carlos, I
can't even. What's it say?
He says an AIDS clinic, which actually I wouldn't mind doing. Like that would be service, and I wouldn't mind doing that. He's going to get worse and worse. Watch. It's
I
going
know.
to, it's
You're
going
gonna
to
get your ass
deteriorate.
blocked.
I know. Well, someone is going to be like, Moxie is normally this time of day. She's got lots and lots to do, but she, thank you, Joy. She, comes in the evenings, but she might pop through. I would love a baby donkey. Thank you, Karen.
The light looks good, Joey says. Good. We were wondering how we were going to get that to not be so glaring. See, the place that we have, we don't own. We're working on him selling it to us.
We're breaking him down.
But it's actually 2 lots. So if you were on the street, you'd see all the houses.
I know.
And then you'd see like a lot, and like a big old lot, and it's kind of, well, that lot is part of this property. Like it goes. So if we got the property and we fenced it all, we could have a donkey.
Do you know that when I told him that the other day, because I found out about the double lot from 2 of the neighbors, he didn't know. He knew that our lot went to the tree line, but he had no idea that other thing was also his. And it may not be, but I think it is.
If you look at any like Falcon View or any blueprint that breaks down the properties, it shows it clearly.
Well, if it's
all the way back to that guy.
If it's
back
a
there.
Falcon's View, it doesn't make it past the. If it's the Falcon's View, it doesn't make it past the. I can't even come up with anything.
She knows I'm a
You
Falcons
said yourself that they suck right now.
They do suck right now.
And he's got a great big
Got
tattoo.
a great big Falcons tattoo right here. See, this is my Falcons tattoo.
Carlos, did you know that? How long have you been watching us? Did you know he had to come? Okay, so we each had our X's on us. I had
Same
his
place.
name right here. He
Same
had
place.
his right there. But let me tell you something. His was like this tall. It was
Yeah.
in cursive. I was like, oh, she got you good.
I had a little thing that plugged in and it lighted up.
I was like, she got you good. Mine, because ladies, as they get older, things go south, things stretch, things shrink. So it kind of lost some of the size. And so I got it covered up and he did. He probably, y'all remember that, right?
We did a video about it, I think. It was when we first started out.
You got rid of one donkey, Sean. Why do you want another one?
Who said that? We got to pin that.
Lord Hillcrest. It took him a second to for it to
Yay.
sink in. That was probably the comment of the day.
That's the comment of the day.
Yeah. If you're yawning constantly, like deep, big yawns when you're like amped up and you're like talking about like, you're in your manic and you're yawning constantly, like big, deep yawns, everybody knows you're on Xanax.
Yeah.
Just saying that is the
Unless
dead giveaway
Not
that you're
even
on a
because
benzo.
you don't even yawn like that if you're super tired.
Just in the middle of a and it's real and it's
Do that
constant.
again.
Yeah. I'm like, dude, stop. Everybody knows. You know what I mean?
Someone said that she like leaves the stream and they can hear like reverse blowing the nose and stuff, and then she comes back
Really?
or whatever. Someone was saying that.
Reverse blowing the nose?
Yeah.
Oh!
Like she would leave the
Well, I'm
stream.
not one to
I have to look
judge.
back into my
Back in
Hitman.
the
He
day.
said Hitman. Yeah.
I don't. What? You
Too
know.
tall to be a hitman.
Did you ever hear about the guy that stole the Brinks truck? He tried to pretend it was a robbery, and he drove out into the woods or whatever. This was a couple of decades ago.
The people that were in on it with him, they beat the crap out of him.
Yeah, like almost
You know?
like he was like, damn.
That was part of the plan.
And so at first he was smart. He only would pay, whatever he would. But then he was supposed to wait like 5 years, but he only made it like 2 or 3 years, and then he started dropping big sums.
Mm-hmm.
And he got where he thought that the people like they weren't onto him. Well, the FBI had been watching.
The whole time.
They watched the whole time.
Because
and he got sloppy and he got caught.
The very first thing they'll tell you anywhere, like even where I work, like if someone was to, it's mostly inside jobs with stuff like that when there's a lot of money.
Yeah,
If there's safes.
car lots and things like that.
If there's a safe involved or there's, it's because when something like that happens, there's somebody there that, can say the schedule, that can say the mechanisms. I mean,
Excuse
a Brinks
me.
truck isn't simply you jump in the truck and drive off with it because it's still locked and stuff like that.
Yeah. This Lord Hillcrest says, do either of you hear from Clint or Gabby? Gabby's doing great. I don't talk to Clint.
Yeah, I don't
Never
talk to
did. Never
Clint.
said I did.
Mandy and Gabby speak sometimes. Not well, correspond,
Check
I
in
guess.
They're doing fantastic. gonna be popping babies out. I'm
They're
like, don't
trying to
do
get
it
pregnant,
before
yeah.
us. Don't
Yeah,
do it
and
before
the
us.
thing is it's because Gabby and Clint, and Gabby has done pretty well for herself. So, whenever they're doing their procedure, similar, but we're not going the same route. Like, they're trying to get pregnant, and it's like, we're like, how much does that cost? How much does that cost?
Well, we finally know exactly how it works. I went to the doctor today. We have anyways, it's a long story. There's no point in getting into it until it starts moving some direction, because we're real big on talking shit, but
no, honestly, that's the only thing we haven't done since we got together. We haven't purchased a home. We have a nice home.
yeah.
Um,
That's the last thing.
But
I do want to rescue a dog, but you're right. Right now, we don't have a fence, and we know if it's meant to be, it's going to happen. So did you two see Jess Lurking's video? He dropped Stewie and said he's going to live Stewie and his daughters. I did see that. I didn't even tell Sean about that. Jess Lurking was so pissed off at Stewie that he said he was going to.
Oh, again?
He said he was going to kill Stewie and his daughters.
Just Lurking did? Mm-hmm. See, why you got to go and screw up a good drama stuff with making
and don't
threats
fuck
like
with
that?
Stewie's daughters, man. He don't play about his daughters.
Yeah.
Yes, they're living.
And you know why?
Exactly.
You know why that happens? You know why that happens when people start saying shit like that? Because they're not getting the attention they want.
Right.
It was cute for a couple weeks while watching that happen. Then it was just like, okay, whatever. Everybody moved on. So then somebody's got to up the ante and get nasty.
Steve Billings covered it. Mark, Terry, and Isaac guessed it. Wow. Really? Did what, though?
Probably covered that stream.
Oh, I had been poking my head in onto Jess Lurking streams, and I noticed he was going off the deep end a little bit, and I don't absolutely think that it was wrong, no matter what he thinks that Stewie thought. And I'm not going to get into the video because I don't want to spread it to another platform, but what was on that video, I think it's fucked up that he shared it after it was, whatever reason it was given to him, under whatever, it's still, it's fucked up.
Yeah. Isaac is back. He's Isaac be our guest. He had his channel for a while, and he kind of wasn't around for a while. And now, if you go back to his to the channels, you'll see him, and you see he's back doing stuff. So
yeah, you have to know the history of the world in our little corner. We were talking about that today, like how many people that their real life people in their real life wouldn't know, give a shit, whatever about YouTube. They wouldn't understand. I was talking to my dad the other day, and we were just going over like things that not issues that he and I have, but just different things. And he was like, and YouTube, he's like, I don't know what the shit that is. Yeah. He goes, whatever you do, I don't give a shit. I mean, he's gotten a phone call before. He doesn't give a shit.
Obviously, in previous lives and in this one, people have gone real life and contacted my parents and stuff like that. My dad is 83 years old.
He don't give a shit. Carlos says it's because I said, Isaac covered it because he's got children. And so he's like, no, fuck that. You're not. Yeah, I mean, and most
people would, it's
awful.
It's everything on this is all fuck shit until it's not, until this stuff happens. What are you doing?
I'm just seeing if I can change the look. He's like,
it still looks good.
It looks good, but I was just trying to see if I could change where the ring was. It's okay. I swore. I was like, whatever it's on, I'm leaving it.
It looks much better.
It looks much better.
It does look
the only thing that you see is the ring light.
What else should I do for a living? Let me see what we got here.
I have no idea.
There's just trolling.
It's good to see you. Yeah, it is. There's certain things that make my skin crawl. Some of the things that he said that I heard, and I didn't hear all of it, was just.
Hey, Sawyer Brown, what are you doing? You okay, buddy? How are you?
Sawyer got a bath today.
Yep.
I'll pick him up in a second. Poor Sean, his neck hurts. So, hey, Stitching. Yes, we were talking about Carlos here was coming up with jobs for Sean Boyd style. So
That's good. I like that.
Being a true live stream connoisseur that he is, he came up with some beautiful ideas. Yeah, I don't. Tina D is homeless now. Is she really? Tina, the Greens neighbor, is she homeless? And she's even missing a leg. I bet that's hard for her. Come here. I'm gonna show you, Sawyer. He's gonna make his debut. He's got a bath today. Sawyer, say, my name is Sawyer Brown. Look at him. Say hi. Look. What is that? This is Sawyer Brown. He got a bath today. He's watching his dad.
Should I go get a Silky to show everybody? Or no?
I don't know if they're, you mean one of the adult ones?
Yeah.
They're gonna scream at you.
They'll be okay.
If you want, check.
All right. Carry it. You got to carry the stream, baby.
Hey, Gina. Yeah, so, that's my, like, when I remember, I didn't even know I was subscribed to Just Lurking, and a few months ago, something came up recommended, and I looked at it, and it was when this whole thing was coming out, and then I was like, but then it kind of heated up. She's homeless. She has a shelter. I didn't know that. Unbelievable. Tina from Angry Grandpa.
Really?
Indeed. Yeah, so we've talked about being hookers for each other, but the problem is the money just goes back and forth. Just back and forth, back and forth. Yes. Okay, so while he's not in here, I need Christmas present ideas. Hey, yoga pants. Because the one that I got him, it's okay, but he's going to do way better than me. So what do you think? Don't make it expensive. Just tell me just give me an idea. I think that I should get him a Christmas ornament, but I don't know what it should be. He's very nostalgic like that. Thank you, Gina. Yoga pants, it is so good to see you. I don't know what the 83-year-old, who's 83? I don't know who's 83. I have no earthly idea. What, there was something else I was gonna, no, that's what it is. Okay, so when you go back about the donkey, that was it. I didn't cover it. We laughed about the joke, but I didn't cover it. So they have miniature donkeys. Like there's someone like around the out of the cul-de-sac, and they have donkeys, but they're miniature donkeys.
Never been in here. What's going on?
I know, she's mad at which one is it?
Diva.
It's Diva Silky. That is a good idea, Lord Hillcrest. I'm gonna remove that so I can use it. So if I can, here, let me remove it. Ah, that's a good idea. This is Diva Silky. Diva. She's got the other one, the black one is Presley. She's dirty because she's digging around in the.
Yeah.
So this is a Silky. It's spelled Silkie, but she's a Bantam Silky, so she's smaller than a regular one. She's an old lady. We've had her 2 years.
She's one of our oldest birds.
Yes.
She's like, you better take me outside or I'm going to freak out.
No, she's doing.
I'm doing good, huh?
We have a male. Yes, and they're cute. She's a female, and we pretty sure we got a hold of a male that's healthy, and but her eggs are like that big.
Yeah,
they're so
tiny.
little. They're not big, but they could be fertilized. And Uggo, which is the egg we got from Karen, and we hatched it in an incubator, is the rooster, and this is his hen. He's this big. She's this big. He tries to get with her. I don't think anything's happening. I don't think physically, it's just their size difference. But she is his hen, and she trots along behind him. Isn't she pretty? She trots along behind him, and she is his hen. And he's kind of like, okay, Tiny got the rest of him. Go pick Tiny up and bring Tiny in here.
Oh my gosh, it'd be a fight.
Yeah, Uggo, and the thing is, she lets him do it. Doesn't matter that nothing's happening. She lets him do it, and I'm like, I guess we don't need to intervene if she's totally okay with it. You know what I mean? You are Lord Hillcrest. That is a good idea. That is an amazing idea. I'm gonna do that. I did that like our first Christmas. The theme was I was replacing things that were destroyed or taken from him or he didn't make it out with. And that is an amazing idea. The dog tags is amazing. I'm going to do that. And eventually I'm going to do another signed jersey. We have a signed Acuna jersey, and he made MVP for the National League yesterday. So when he has I want to order one of the jerseys, he'll have the patch on it or whatever. I could do him in gold or sterling silver. It's not something I think that he would wear, but I could put it on the shadow box with his uniform top. So silkies can live a long time. They can live in long being relative. I mean, 5 or 6 years at the oldest, which I think is fairly long. Roosters, most 5 years, I think, just because they're bigger. So I'm not sure, but a rooster, people don't know this, but a rooster's like back. Hey, Shar, if you remember, like when you think of a Thanksgiving Day turkey or even a chicken when it's cooked, it is like the way that it's shaped. Like when he got into it with a husky on day 1 and he survived. He took a licking, but he kept on ticking. But they have like armor. Those bones that they have, roosters have, are a lot more, they're closer together and they're sturdier. And so when something goes to try to get them, it's like an armor. Chickens don't have that. So that's why chickens are fatter and better to eat, but we don't eat our chickens.
This is a little silky egg compared to the
Let me
other
see
one.
this one. I want to see if this one could be, we don't know. Yeah, that's not fertilized. We want to know if the silky, we don't know which silky is laying the eggs.
No, I think it's the black one that's laying the eggs.
Yeah.
Because Presley silky, that's the black silky.
Presley's,
Very broody right now. Stays in the coop.
yeah.
And,
She's there to, you okay?
Yeah.
We love them. They are the mommy chickens. They don't want to get with anybody. Well, Uggo now. Diva Silky gets with Uggo, but other than that, they're kind of like the egg sitters. Oh, really? You want a silky chicken? They're so cute. We have 4 babies, one of which is a rooster. They're bantam silkies too. And then we have 4 barred rocks. Yes, their feathers are, I should have showed you while she was in
They're
here.
like-
Her tail is like a great big cotton ball.
Yeah.
Well, not cotton. I guess that's not soft enough, but like one of those pom-pom balls. And it's so funny because she'll sit there and stomp around the yard. And I haven't figured out if it's just the way she looks. So you think that she looks like a diva because she's like, meh, meh, you know, just her look is what makes him look like it, I think.
And her attitude, because there'll be some times she's just all by herself and another chicken will come by and she's like,
Yeah, she's very dramatic.
Very dramatic about it. Yeah.
It's like, he decided he wanted to play. That's his toy.
She did really good though. When I came through the doorway, like the chickens will all come to the front door, but this is like the human coop. They don't come in, the house. And the times when I brought them through, you can tell they get really nervous being in here. I mean, she was good. She was good when I brought her in. She kind of chilled out. She was really nervous when I went through the door, but then she settled down.
Karen says, I've never seen a rooster getting with the hens. He must be modest. Usually it's either first thing in the morning or when the sun's going down. That's the time ours, it's usually like as it's going down at sunset that they'll start doing it. Yeah, Yoga, we had a problem this last year with, we think it was either a hawk or a falcon. They got a lot of the younger ones.
The little ones, and
it was quick. We never even saw it.
No, you don't even know. They're just gone. There's no feathers or anything. So then they're getting the little ones. But what we were told and what we kind of followed, and it's worked, you put black chickens in your flock. We've got probably 24 in all.
23, right?
Yes. Well, 23, I think 25, 17
Okay,
and
Shar
8.
asked that. So that was good.
But, so we probably have about a third of them are black, just black sex links or whatever. Hawks and birds of prey stay away from black birds because they think they're crows. And we even have crows in the front yard. So when we mix the black chickens and with the other colored chickens, the Buff Orpingtons and the Rhode Island Reds and all the other colors, the hawks stop getting them.
Yeah.
The hawks stop. So that's been, and there's a lot of feral cats around here, and they keep a lot of the ground critters away, like the raccoons and the possums and stuff. So really, we free range these birds, and we're in North Georgia hills, man. We're in the country, and we haven't lost them this year.
The other thing that they said to do, and I will do this, I had 2 great big silver water bowls that I put out with water in it because they don't like the reflection in their eye. It hurts their eyes. You can also put like lawn stakes in the ground and put pie tins hanging off of them. And as they move, they don't like the light. Now, I will say when we started doing the silver water bowls, and then of course as they got bigger, it stopped happening. I've seen people who have mirrors, like flat, have an easel with a mirror on it. So that's, but right now they're all fairly big. We are a full chicken coop now. Like we are as many as that I think we can handle. Certainly our neighbors can handle.
So what happens is, they've heard me say, like, so when you turn onto our street, there's a couple of houses down at the beginning of the street, but you crest up onto a hill and it ends in a cul-de-sac, and there's 6 houses.
Yeah.
And
You
our
heard Tiny.
birds, did they hear him, you think? Can you hear
There
him?
he's going off back to back to
Yeah.
back. Anyway, go ahead.
So our birds we free range them. And so they're probably 1, 2, 3, 4 other yards beside ours. And so that gives them plenty of acreage. And each neighbor we've talked to said, hey, there's our birds. And they're like, they're okay. So we make sure everybody gets half a dozen fresh eggs every week and whatever. But when I describe this to
Justine.
people at work or wherever, because I know a lot of people in the community over the last 3 years with this job, they are baffled that we can free range like truly free range them with woods all around, and we're not losing more.
Yeah.
Deer season, you hear the guns going. You may hear them today. Certainly if it was nighttime, you'll hear the deer hunters. We're in the woods, man.
Yeah. And sometimes you hear it sounds like it's really close. And sometimes if there's a real problem with hawks and stuff, I haven't heard the person this year, but they'd fire a shotgun in the air and it would scare them all off. And he would do it about every evening. They would do it.
I was talking to a lady that lives down Castleberry Lane, which is a dirt road off the Castleberry Bridge. And said, I know where you live and this and that. And she says that they have foxes out there. They have bear out there. It's down by the river. They have all kinds of stuff down there. Bobcats down there. Remember we saw the bobcat the other weekend when we were at Camp Merrill? Remember when we went to Camp
I
Merrill?
do remember. Do you know that we finally got the cameras hung? How long ago did we get them? 2 months ago?
We do have the cameras hung.
Fresh eggs are amazing.
To be honest, we have 4 of the 5 hung.
We're gonna hang the other one in the coop, and we haven't done it yet. But they're hooked up and they're ready to go. We kind of made it clear to the neighbors. We're like, we're not watching you. We just want to watch our chickens.
They're like, y'all.
We're not even Well, I won't say we're not pointing it, but we're not doing it for security.
There's security cameras to catch what the chickens are doing, and we're gonna
Because
edit.
I got
and do
the
all
curly
that.
coop channel. We're gonna do voiceovers.
But it is. We have one that's on the driveway. It will serve its purpose. If someone was to come.
It
here.
will.
Yeah.
But we were like, we're not watching you, neighbors. We don't care about that. Shar was talking about a lady that she knew found a baby crow. She raised it and it learned to even say a couple words. We have a crow that comes around here. You're still here, Lord Hillcrest. We have a one that comes around here. It's the same one. I don't know how long they live. They've got a certain spot that they sit in the yard. They eat peanuts with the chickens. They do whatever. And then it goes to wherever it goes at night. But Ellie leaves it alone. Ellie doesn't bother it.
We think Ellie actually goes after cats when they come on the property.
I've seen her. Yeah. She's a little scrappy thing.
So one of our little baby barred rocks, they're not so little anymore. They're a couple months old now, right? 3 months old.
Like 3 at least.
And he's a little rooster. And the other day I was out in the yard and I noticed a black cat, kind of creeping a little bit. Kind of saw. And that the little rooster went after it and chased the cat away. So that's a good thing.
It's a very good thing. It also, our barred rock rooster, his name is Rufus. And listen to that, Rufus, that's the name. And he chases Sawyer.
And
Sawyer is very scared. Sawyer has this chicken that's this big. Sawyer has a serious issue when it chases, and it doesn't even do anything to him.
Hey, Justine, yeah, you're right. Fresh eggs, you can't really convince anybody of it. They don't until you feed them a fresh egg, and there is nothing like most of the eggs that you get.
I take it now.
When you go to Kroger or wherever to the store are
90 days old.
Yeah,
you said,
something
right?
45 to 90 days old. Eggs aren't really going to go get rotten unless they're, as long as they stay refrigerated. We use our eggs, and we probably have at one time, 30 when we break them down. They don't even go in the refrigerator because they can stay unrefrigerated for about 30 days before they start. We use them that fast so the neighbors get them. But I'm telling you, Saturday mornings when I get up, whenever I get up, Mandi will make like fresh eggs and steak for me. And
I've posted
very
pictures.
good.
He's very
very,
spoiled.
very good.
Look, Scout was bathing Storm. Yeah, we do still feed we do still feed the deer. Right now, we're not seeing them as often, but the rut should be going on.
If there's...
Karen, is it time?
It's time.
Is it time?
They're everywhere.
So the bucks are leaving the gym and the tanning salons. They're coming in to find the broads.
Yep. And the doe, it's kind of the reverse of the, like in the animal world, the girl actually goes up to the guy and says, "Nice rack." Really.
But when you'll see them come out of the woods, the bucks go, "Where the hose?"
Yeah, where the hose at? My eyes.
I got my...
My eyes are down here.
You see the dumb shit we make each other laugh about. That's what we do. And talk about chickens. No, but for real, the people that have come in here that, used to be somewhere else, for real, this is like what we're just happy together. We're boring with our chickens.
We're
talk
here
a little
because
drama.
we have our channel. When we first got together,
Aww.
I was like whatever with my channel. If you go and look at the old Tomahawk Sean channel, the 3 years ago, everyone in DC watched me because I got out of that situation. Then we got together, and we weren't sure when we moved to Georgia, here in Georgia, what we were going to do. But there's so many of y'all that we stay in touch with and talk to and things like that. But we try to stay fairly boring. Other people that don't like us, they'll do streams about us and tell their folks that they're going to talk about us. That's fine. We can do drama. We can do it.
Yeah.
We ain't scared.
People think that...
we're not scared of you.
But we are boring. Shar says, "I tell you, I wish I lived in a place where you could have a farm." Yeah, Las Vegas has got to be crazy busy. In Yoga's, her German Shepherd Husky came up with his ball. That means it's playtime. Take care. Have a good night.
Yep.
Gotta play with the doggy.
You do.
Is it football season over there?
Oh yeah.
It is. It's in high.
You pinned it right when I was about to pin it.
I didn't pin it.
You pinned my German Shepherd.
Oh! I thought you were gonna pin the "Is it football season" one.
It is.
Yeah, boring is my life too, and I don't hate it. Well,
Yeah.
I think that Sean lived an existence that was not fun, or it certainly wasn't exciting, but it wasn't boring.
It was thank God for the beach.
Yeah.
Really. I don't know how many of you watched that when I had the condo. I know you did, Shar. I know that Tracy knew about that where I lived, and it kept me so sane because you have these sound makers that people buy that sound like the ocean. Well, I had the ocean, and I had lunacy on the other side. I'm serious. I mean, there's no other way to say it. But I had the fishing pier, and I had the surf fishing, and I had the ocean and the beach, and it kept me fairly sane. I used to call the pier my church. The fishing pier was church. I couldn't imagine. The only thing about my life right now that would put a little cherry on top is having her at the beach with me. If we finally, in our final years, decide to live it out that way, if we get to where we can't keep up with chickens and farm stuff and all that, that's where we could go. We could downsize and get a beach condo or something. But yeah, it did keep me sane for sure.
It won't been down far enough. I was gonna show Sawyer, but it won't go down far enough. He's going night-night.
Yeah, you're right, Shar. Well, I was very lucky, and
Freya.
we looked up what that condo's worth. I was paying for that condo. I mean, it's in the past, so it's not tacky. I was paying $1,100 a month.
Which is nothing.
For that condo. It was 2 bedrooms and $1,100, and that was all the utilities too. The cable, everything. It was seriously. The guy wanted, so the homeowners, because the condo complex had homeowners association, so I was paying him. He was paying $500 a month in homeowners fees.
Those condos are expensive.
Yeah, because of the pool, they got to keep the pool up. So I was paying him. He said, I want I want my homeowner's fees plus 500 for rent. That's it.
That's
That's
next
all
to
he
no-
wanted.
And he just wanted it to be taken care of, right? And it was.
It was pretty much. I mean, what it ended up happening is that we had a big freeze that one January where everything froze up and broke the pipes and ruined a lot of the condos. Everybody thought we got evicted. We didn't.
I thought you got evicted.
Yeah,
I'm going to be honest. I thought you got evicted.
And then she ended up moving into Jacksonville after Dr. Phil, and I stayed in the condo for that last 3 or 4 months by myself. It was pretty blissful. She didn't even want to come to the condo because every time she showed up there, they'd arrest her. You know, because
I
of
remember
stuff.
one time she was in there prancing around and saying, I have a date with him or whatever, and just being real disrespectful to you. And I remember you were back in the bedroom and she goes, I'm gone, bye. And you were like, just stay for a second. And I remember she walked out the door, and in my mind I went, why wouldn't she just stay?
Well,
And so when you look back at that, not because I had felt any way about her, but your husband is asking you to stay for a few minutes. You're saying you're still together. Why wouldn't you turn off the stream and stay? You can think about that while you sit there by yourself, because guess what? I got him now.
It's property with people with those types of pathologies. You know, relationships like friendships, it's not something that they can comprehend. Everything that is done is for just to fulfill something. That's why there's a lot of narcissists and a lot of, I use the term borderline, but I have friends that are borderline, so I try to be careful how I'm not, being critical. But there's a lot of different mental disorders and pathologies. That's, that people are attracted to YouTube and to social media because they can fill a need, because they don't know how to be around people in a normal setting. They can't.
That makes a lot of sense.
They don't know how to be in society, or they've already, put themselves in a position where nobody wants to be around them. So they come here, and there's always a revolving door of people coming and going. And that's why something like our community, you see so many people with issues, because this is where
By Yorkshire.
This is where people will there's always going to be someone on.
Yeah, you watch your chat fill up. No matter how many you have, most people, at least have 5. Anybody. And if you thrive on that, and 5 people are watching you, and your life is all about attention.
And the thing is that you can act like a complete moron.
Yes.
That it's kind of it's a catch-22. Like, you go out in society, like you go out on the beach and act stupid, or go out on the pier and act like an idiot, or whore yourself around town and stuff like that. That's what you are. But when you're here and you turn on your live stream, the more fucked up you act, and the more vile you are, the more, that's the more interesting you become.
You have to just devoid yourself of any interest in what your family, your kids, what any of them think of you. You have to separate that, because you're going to lose all of their respect. And if that is worth a little bit of attention, or if
that's all you can get.
Yeah.
You can come on here, and because let's face it, all of us, when you see somebody that's, what's the one girl, what do you call her, androgyna or whatever?
Androsnia.
Androgyna.
I don't know what her name.
All of them. When you look at what's her name, the anorexic girl,
Eugenia Cooney. My brain's on it today.
All the people that have these, things going on, they can turn it on, and the more that they show out, and the more outrageous they are, because you and I can look at something and just say, all right, I've had enough. I'm going to go back to my real world.
Yeah.
And turn it off.
Yeah.
And there'll be another 50 or 60 people that'll take it,
It's Adrosdia. Okay. It has to be a sad existence. It's got to be sad to just not care what any of your family thinks.
And if you're...
It has to be.
And when you're trying to be in a relationship like that, Jen, it's also very expensive. People that followed it and saw it. I was paying a rent in 2 different places, right? And I was having to pay an attorney just like I would have to pay a car payment every month, $500 or $600 to an attorney.
To keep her out of jail.
Yeah, or just because he was continuing to do work.
That's what I mean.
The cases. So, $1,100 in one place, $1,500 in another place, another $500 or $600 for an attorney. Next thing you know, you're in $3,000 before you even start living or going to the grocery store, paying utilities. It was, there's so many reasons that aren't just mentally. Financially, it's draining. Everything's draining. You're merely surviving in a relationship like that.
That's why we had to, when we we got together and we were like, we got to get a divorce attorney. And he was like, well, I know where they are. Remember?
Yep.
And then when we went and met with the divorce attorney, all of the attorneys that were in there, when they knew exactly who he was. What they couldn't place was
Right.
who I was. They couldn't connect the
I
things.
think it got around though.
Yeah, because pretty quick they knew.
Because they look at the blotters, or they look at the what do you call it, the roster? What do they call the court roster for the day?
Karen knows. I don't know.
And so they'd see she's always on it, but then they saw her against me. That's interesting to people, right? Because all the bailiffs and everybody, and then they didn't know exactly like her versus you. They didn't know who you were like in the community or whatever. So when we showed up together, everyone put it together. Mandy will tell you they were very happy to see me. I was very kind of squirrely to go back in there. I felt a little bit like
You handled it like a champ though, because I was like, he's doing really well considering that, whatever.
when I would always go into those same courthouses.
The docket.
Yeah. So I would go into those courthouses as whatever, as part of the problem. A lot of the times I'd go in there supporting the problem, perpetuating the problem, signing off on the problem. So this was the first time I was going back as, not on that side. And they're very, the bailiffs and everybody were very supportive. And
Well, the one thing also is when we went to meet with Mr. McNamara, you have to fill out like a preliminary like worksheet, like paperwork thing, and then he looks at it, and then the I would assume the paralegal goes into whatever, and then they call you in and you sit. And I was with him, and then you sit around the table. So he's very, very professional, and he's looking over it, and it says, it's asking questions. How long have you been separated? Do you have all of these questions? But the third one down is who is the I guess it's defendant, really, right? I guess the defendant. I don't remember how they worded it, and he put who it was. And when he sat down, he was like, and you were like, and he was like, you're like, you know her.
he goes, "Oh, I know who she is."
Yeah, and I was like.
And
So that changed the tone with him. All of a sudden, it was a veteran with a veteran, and he was like, "Yeah, she's fucked you over long enough." He didn't say that. I'm not going to say, but
the one thing that we had to
That's what he
establish,
did.
well, if you guys
give us some
remember
flowers.
you guys remember
Responded,
when
okay.
she was doing her shit when I served her with divorce
Luna.
papers, she was arguing about the date of separation, right? This is wrong. She was saying that it was wrong, and that was her argument. And everybody was just saying, well, you want the divorce. Who gives a fuck what the day was? But that was her sticking point. So my attorney did a pretty brilliant job by piecing it together and getting.
She contradicted herself in her own paperwork.
He knew how to talk to her, and on the stand, when we were there, he understood how to establish to the court when the date of separation needed to be, and that was the key point. Once that was established, based on the fact that after a certain amount of time, we lived in separate residences. I was never on her lease and bank accounts and everything.
No, she did not file for divorce. Sean filed.
I filed for the divorce.
Yeah. She fought it for about a year.
And she fought it.
About a year.
She would sit on her platform
She
and
doesn't
talk
tell you
about.
that.
She'd sit on the platform and tell you that, she didn't want me. She just wanted to be rid of me.
She said she wanted divorce papers for Christmas.
Right. She wanted divorce papers for Christmas, and I think they delivered them on like the 21st or something.
They gave them to her on December the 21st.
Yeah. So
all she had to do was sign.
all she had to do was sign, but she wanted to fight it. So
Jen, thank you. It says she said it was heartbreaking how you were treated in Avita. She didn't realize that her life would be very different after you were gone. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. We paid the attorney a certain amount of money. There was two different fees. One of them was for the process everything uncontested, and then there was the whole Monty.
And we knew she was going to be.
So we paid the full amount, knowing what was going to happen. So he was just a really, really good attorney. He just really understood family law and the divorce situation. And when she got us served with the when we had to fly for the whatever it was, cyber stalking or whatever she did, that was a brilliant stroke by our lawyer, by my lawyer, ended up being our lawyer, because he said, if I can get her on the stand now, it's going to be the same judge is going to hear the divorce. If I can get her and they can see her antics now and spin her now, then it's going to make the divorce easy. And we didn't understand that at the time, but then we never had to go back for the divorce.
It was also the date specifically.
That's what I
And,
meant.
and
Yeah.
he said on the stage, goes, so you went to Dr. Phil because your husband was pleading with you to stop live streaming. And then he said, in Dr. Phil, y'all separated and you live streamed it. But you're saying that's not the date. It was crazy. Like,
Yeah, he was brilliant.
And for those of you who don't know, because there's new people and there's new people coming from over there, when she got pissed off when he filed for divorce, she tried to file for a domestic abuse civil charge,
For me.
and then filed one for me for stalking and sexual
Cyberstalking, yeah,
something stupid. No, it wasn't even the right thing.
It wasn't, yes. Yeah.
So we had been in Texas the whole time. We hadn't. So the attorney was like, "All right." He was like, "Come this one time," and COVID kicked off. And if he could have gotten the judge to hear that date and sign off on it, the divorce would have been final then. But COVID started, and so the only court that was in session was the domestic court. Divorce court, the rest of them, they were closed for COVID. So she got lucky with that.
Yeah.
She still could have just signed it. She didn't. She didn't.
I mean,
Anyways,
she was using the courts and the COVID system to play her game,
Loretta says, pay your own Discover card. It's so disgusting how she blames everyone else for her problems.
And the thing is, let's put, what happens is somebody will discover her and then they listen to her story,
Yes.
and then inevitably I'll get a question asked, like someone will slide into my DMs or they'll ask something. One of the biggest questions today is, when did all this happen? Avita was April of 2019.
5 years ago.
So people are like, wait a second, that's 5 years ago. I said, yeah, we're about 4 months. And that's all I need to hear. They're like, girl.
And he got a whole last divorce without ever talking to her, emailing her, texting her. He went no contact. And this is technically contact.
Right. This is the only contact she gets. But people, would say things like, of course he talked to her, this and that. She would have put all of that on blast.
That's the other thing her dumbass...
Everything would have been on blast.
Hey, Alex, that's the other thing her dumbass kept saying when she was on phone with Discover. She kept saying, and so there's a zero balance.
Hey,
there's
Alex.
a zero balance. What she meant to say is available balance. She was trying to say you maxed it, but she kept saying to him, okay, but then I called and there was a zero balance. And everyone in the audience is going, you fucking stupid. You are so dumb.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like... but yeah, a lot of new people don't know that Sean filed for divorce.
Yeah, really? People.
She's
over there saying she did.
She filed that she.
But you know what? All the people that have been around here for a while know what the truth is. I always say that. It's like whenever someone asks about anybody in the community what their opinion is. I mean, there's people know what people have done inside the community. They know what she's been part of. They know what everyone's been part of. So when they get up and they tell a story or try to change what actually happened, there's enough people that say that's not how it happened.
That when she does that, y'all weren't in my marriage. We were all in your marriage.
Yep.
It was live streamed.
Yep.
We were all there. You took it to Dr. Phil.
There's not a person.
All saw it.
When we talk about the drama community, the DC, and people can say whatever they want to, it loosely came together because of her.
Yeah.
Right. So when you hear all these people that came from the drama community, and there's a gang of them, they watched her. They saw everything, and they saw me on the like out on the periphery. So they know how shit went down. So it's just all the new people that come in through these last few years that maybe need to have it kind of, I really don't care, but it need to be told the right way or whatever. But the base people, the content creators, they know it went down. They know how it went.
Hold 1 second. Sorry, I'm not trying to. 1 second. We're back. Hi guys, I'm back. Okay. Thank you for that. So there's this other thing that she did recently. It's by no coincidence that she's talking about bill collectors and balances and things like that.
You're okay, Lord Hillcrest. I'll address that question, but in a different way.
Yeah, that's the only reason I did it.
Yeah.
So you're not timed out or anything. Don't worry.
No.
So
But
there is a dental bill. I'll have to post it later. We've redacted it. that she, on the 2nd of November of this year, she tried to use Sean as the responsible party for a dentist in Sneads Ferry. So we got notified of the bill. It's like on a portal, because I guess Sean used to go there. She tried to use it. In fact, she did use it because they have a balance. We called, rectified it with them, but I mean, it's right there. So that gets added to the stack. That goes, I mean, I don't know what else to say about that. I will post it later. Just look around at different channels that are in the community. I'll post it on one of those.
And see, this
But
is
it's
what I'm talking
messed
about.
up.
With Lord Hillcrest, the question that they asked was, Sean, did you ever feel like hitting her? And you guys have heard me say that gets asked of me a lot. Not did you hit her or did you do this, but did you ever feel like doing this? Because when they ask that question, they feel frustrated by it. The answer is no, I never felt like hitting her. I never did. What a narcissist will have you believe when they've got you is that every move you make, they have you believing their bullshit for a while. Like if they say that you're not good at this, I mean, or that you do this, or that you make this happen, or you make people feel a certain way. When you're in that relationship, you really doubt and second guess yourself. So not only did I not hit her, I was on eggshells with everything. Every time that I raised my voice, every time that something was going wrong, there's a decent chance that she was going to call the authorities or something. So I had to be extra careful. I had to be even more than a normal husband would be, you know. Like with Mandi, I'm so at ease that sometimes, and I'm just saying, sometimes she'll go, yeah, you're borderline annoying, right? You know, for something, maybe I'm super tired or I'm super preoccupied. And I feel like it devastates me because I'm so connected to her. It's so different because she gives me so much confidence in everything that I do or I try to do. It is the complete opposite. When you are in a relationship with somebody that has those pathologies that you guys all watch, you doubt everything that you do.
And I was talking to him. Sometimes because he's a super guy. Don't chew those. Don't chew my Grinch pillows.
Hey, stop.
I'll he'll feel bad and he'll go, I'm sorry, I should have made sure you didn't, because I run a bath for him when he gets home from work, mainly because his neck hurts so fucking bad. I want him to lay in Epsom salt and relax a little bit. But he'll go, oh, I'm sorry, was that yours? Because I one day was joking with Karen and Loretta. I was like, I made a bath and he got right in it. And he felt bad. So then the next time he was like, that's not yours, is it? And I was like, no. But then I said, I would guess that because you're that, nice, that someone who had nefarious purposes would go, yeah, of course it's my bath. You always take it, and make you feel
like
even
that.
worse.
It's even like,
does that make sense?
When she makes dinner for me, you remember the one time when I grabbed your plate and you were like, that was mine, and I was like, oh.
She would say, you're wanting me to starve.
But
that's what she would say.
Mandi makes sure on some level every night when I come home that there's something, that's at least available to eat. And when she can't, or she's too tired, or she's got something else to do, she tells me before I'm off work, hey man, you're on your own for dinner and this and that. When you get into the type of the other kind of relationship, you don't even buy the same groceries. You don't even keep them in the same place. We had 2 different residences, right? So the only time we ever ate together was if we went out somewhere. And when you go out with somebody like that, it is a production. Is it really? It's a production. You'd think that we were gonna step on a stage, or we were going down, with everybody. We were walking on a stage with thousands of people, and it just got to the point. It was like, fuck this, man. You don't even want to do anything with them. You go into a seafood restaurant at the beach.
Alex, you're right. Gaslighting.
That's right. You go into a place with somebody and you try to have them on your arm with them. I can put Mandi on my arm, and take her places, and I am better. I feel
he's so excited
to take her out or to do something, even going into our 5th year together. It is something I look forward to, and it was the complete opposite. It was like well, we got to go out to eat. So we'd go out to eat, and it was so important for a narcissist to be not even look the best, but like they'd have to be the most sultry person there, if that makes sense.
It does.
The sexiest. We're going to goddamn Sonic. You don't have to put a dress on with the boobs hanging out. It got
And I'm
to the
the
point.
opposite. I don't like much attention at all. I'll be like, Sean, we don't have to know their life story. Let's.
That's right. I'm a very social person. Like where I work, Mandi will tell you, we were at her doctor's appointment this morning at 7:30 in the morning.
Complains, yes.
7:30 in the morning, Mandi and I are at her doctor's, and I'm yucking it up with someone that I know.
Also, it was funny. It was, he did, because through his neck thing, I've gone with him to try to like help or whatever. Like Loretta said, I'm done with that one. She's laughing about you don't have to have a dress and your boobs hanging out.
Right.
It's on it.
We're going to buy toilet paper. You don't have to wear a G-string, with a mini skirt on, and stand next to the fan. So it's just like it.
Yeah, but Sean is very social. So he'll go, oh, I'm like, we just say hi. We don't need to know their life story.
And sometimes she warns me because she knows me so well. I'll be like, oh, she goes, yes, Sean, we got it.
Sonic wear. Yeah. I was talking about, I know the story from when she met the parents. And the story is that they went to a simple lunch. Where'd y'all go?
Yeah, well, it was a nice restaurant, but it was in Newport, Rhode Island. It was like a crab. It was kind of like the crab.
So she was in a like totally inappropriate dress. Boobs were falling out. String of pearls. Very. He's just so. And it was very, very bad. But they were just happy it was a different alternative.
Yeah, it was.
I'm like, oh, but that is true. That the boobs are always out, even to meet the fam. Yeah. They have to be out. Mm-hmm. So I mean, you guys have all heard the story. The first, for those that haven't heard it, because I have a lot of family in Rhode Island, right? So, and Mandi will tell you that they all love that, Sean. pretty, we're a pretty close family. We have our little rivalries and stuff. And, they came out, and, this is Sean's new girlfriend at the time, right? I'm talking about. Yeah. Moxie.
I'm talking about her, when they first met her. So we're all around my godmother's house, as a matter of fact. There's probably 15 of us there. And they had a bunch of clothes for Becca, right?
Mm-hmm. This is the first time we'd heard this story.
And,
they were juicy couture.
Yeah.
For a preteen.
For a 13-year-old.
Yeah.
Yeah, 12-year-old, 13-year-old, whatever it was. Maybe a little younger. 1, 2, she was 9. So probably 11. Mm-hmm. So these clothes are, because I have.
For an 11-year-old.
I have younger cousins, I'm the oldest of the cousins. So it was like a little zip up sweat top or something. She went in for clothes for 11-year-old, went in the bathroom and put them on,
and came out with it. It didn't even fit.
And
Zip
came
down
out
to here with it.
Came out in front of the whole family.
And she said that the aunt was like, those were for your 12-year-old, and she went and she goes, it was so awkward. Sean's like, I didn't even remember that.
I was probably playing poker or out back drinking a beer or something.
Is that not hilarious? I was like, so yeah, she's always been inappropriate. She's always made people uncomfortable.
And then after a while, you just you don't get invited to anything.
Watching
anymore.
her try to tell every uninterested stranger that she's a YouTube star anywhere she goes is so embarrassing. Nobody cares. Alex, you're right. Yeah, juicy couture. It was like a little bitty, she said, and to hear that describe it, she goes, it was for a preteen. She went in the bathroom and put it on and came out.
It's such a convoluted.
She said no one knew what to do because she's in this tiny little.
And Mandi will tell you, she's met everybody in the family. We've had some crazy, spouses, that throughout, because there's 15 cousins.
Alex, right?
There's 15 cousins. I'm the oldest, and the youngest one is probably now in their late 20s. So when you go back 20 years ago, when I'm 30, I had cousins that were, in elementary school, middle school. So there was a lot of weddings. So there was some real pieces of work that married into our family.
Intellectual maturity of a tween. That you're there at some point. She quit developing. She quit growing. Something happened.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? She's like, the Beast is like Elvis Travels and Rich Life. They told everyone about their YouTube, and nobody knows who she is. she should have more subs. And everybody a lot. She may buy them. I don't know because they're an odd number. But Sean's right in the sense that because she was on Dr. Phil, she should have gotten 100,000 subs based on that alone. She was the lady that fell out on Dr. Phil.
Right. And when the first few times, so what'll happen is you would find out that they were playing the rerun of the Dr. Phil, right? So those live streams, I don't know if y'all remember, she would have several hundred people in the chat for a couple of days.
One time she had 1,000.
Yeah, she had 1.2 thousand in the chat. And she doesn't know what to do with that. So then there was the other time when Sniper Wolf made a comment about her, and there was seriously, about 30,000 freaking 12-year-olds, but Sniper Wolf gets on your ass, you get subs from it. You go on Dr. Phil, you get subs from it. And a lot of subs, if you know anything about, like any one of you guys that's right here.
Mindy Minks capitalized on it, and she wasn't even that
any
big
one of us here. Alex, if you ended up on a show in LA or in Hollywood, right, and with your channel, you would, and you know what to do with that, and you know how to market that, you're gonna get 100,000 subs pretty quick, and that's all of y'all.
And you can do it just being a train wreck and vlogging,
right?
But you can't do it from just sitting there and yelling at trolls, and that's what she did. She just sat there and yelled at trolls and talked about whatever, and she should have gone and done her crazy antics, go to stream in cemeteries or whatever it is that she did.
She's begging for money the whole time.
Yeah. She called me for money. I don't know if anybody knows that.
I didn't even know that.
I was, at one time, y'all probably remember, we did this about face with Bless This Mess, and she, this was way back. And so we kind of tried to give a change. And as a matter of fact, that change had that was occurring when the whole breakup happened. But okay, so one time I was at work. I worked at Camp Mabry, and I get a DM from her. And I give her my phone number, and she calls me y'all. She said she needed to give me a call, and I was like, okay, whatever. And this is hand to God.
I don't even think we were friends yet. I don't even think we were really.
Hand to God, this is absolutely true. I get on the phone, she's crying about shoot the shit turned her loose, and they turned on her and all of this, and she said, I'm just broken. She was asking me for money.
Yeah.
So I know she's done it to you guys. Jen, bless your heart. I know she's asked you for it.
And all, the Karen and Loretta and all the people that were over trying to mod for her and stuff like that. I didn't even know that she was asking people for money. I didn't know it like that. So in hindsight, when people ask me about events, I can tell you my perspective, but there's a lot of things that I know that she was probably lying about, on YouTube and in the community, and then off of YouTube in the community we lived in. I don't know now, 5 years later, I don't know nor do I really care what was the truth and what isn't the truth.
Yeah, you'll never know what was the truth. There's no, you can't satisfy her need for material things or her need for attention. Lord Hillcrest, is that it? Is asking Moxie a lot of questions and has been looking for her since we got here, and is showering her with compliments, which is beautiful. But Moxie, are you cool with that? Or is that, I'm just making sure, because he seems to know a lot about you. So I don't know if he's trolling or what the deal is. He may just think you're beautiful, but let me know.
Ellie Wonder's here.
I said, hey, Ellie,
Hey.
Ellie. Ellie, I'll always say it like that because our cat's name is Ellie, and that's how we call her. It's so good and Willem's there.
Is he?
Yeah, well, they're having dinner, but it's good to see you.
Okay,
Lord Hillcrest is cool.
So when I look at Twitter, I follow Ellie on a couple of my, and she's typing in, I guess, Dutch or whatever language it is. I can't, and I if you do that on Instagram, you can hit translation and it changes what everything says.
Does it change it?
But it doesn't on Twitter.
And Ellie Wonder had her go. Ellie Wonder had a kitchen fire and burned her foot, and the Beast made fun of her. That clip is out there. Was drunk and made fun of the fact that she caught on fire with Becca. I think Becca was there as well.
I think that night I was working, and it's
live now, Maxine.
I think that was the
Yes.
night. I think it was New Year's Eve, if I'm not mistaken.
It was.
And she was. It was one of those videos. She was like drinking with Becca and her friend or something like that. It was you. We weren't. I remember you came. I was
I told
working.
you. I said your
and
girl's drinking with kids.
No, your text to me
No, just
was,
kidding.
"Is she okay, Captain?"
Because
That's
he
what
was,
you said. Yeah.
she was off the chain, and then he had to do a damage control vlog. Yes, I'm sorry, Maxine. It does say Thursday. It is supposed to.
We were
I
supposed to
should
do
have
this last
changed
night,
it.
but
But his neck hurt. And I'm not even trying to say that to be like nasty, like, oh, I'm just, it wears him down to the point that you can see it's all over his face. And I think some of it's tension from the post office. They want blood. They work him all the time. But as of, you ready to go? I know
cool.
you're having fun, but
I am having. It's up to you, baby.
I want to make dinner.
You want to make the C?
What is dinner? I mean, what time is it?
3:15.
Oh, it's not dinner time.
Did we?
Yeah,
really-
I used to call. I did. I called him. I would do CPT when I talked to him, just because of the military connection. And then that's how I used to say. One time she was swinging a hammer on a stream, and I was like, you might want to tune in. She got a hammer. That was normal. I mean, and people can say that's appropriate or not appropriate, but we didn't ever talk about anything other than you might want to check. And it was like out of concern, because at that time I didn't dislike her. I mean, I never really liked her, but I was just like, she's got a hammer and she's about to go to town with it in your apartment. And he was like, yeah, she'll be all right.
Everyone's giving me advice about my back. I love y'all for that. And Moxie's like, if you can get in a pool, we need to get a pool.
Well, we'll dig a pool.
Stitchy's like, ice it.
Yeah,
I've
we have a
heard-
garden tub, so
we have a
he is
garden
able
tub,
to
but it's
float a little
It's
bit.
normally a hot bath that
That makes
I'll
it
go to
better.
the hot bath. The thing is, the honest truth is I can manage this back, but I can't manage it with what I'm doing at work. It's
Oh, okay.
a little bit more
Awesome.
physical than the normal job. I'm not saying it's not like construction work or line work or any of that, but it's male, and male is heavy, and
And it's all day.
and it's all day, and
constant.
it's normally a lot of it's six days a week. Now I'm off today and tomorrow, and I've told my boss, it was like, look, this
Oh,
is
I
what
didn't
I
think
need
about
to
that.
have going forward, but if they can't accommodate that, I'll find something else to do. So the main
Yeah.
thing for me is to rest it,
Yeah.
to
Lord
but-
Hillcrest, go ahead.
go what?
I'm listening to you. Lord Hillcrest is a very, very nice gentleman. So yeah, Moxie said that she's got to take Sasha to get her nails cut because the black nails on dogs are hard. They're harder to cut. You can't see the quick. I used to have to, with my dog, I would have to take her in. I still am not comfortable enough to cut nails, but I totally get that. And those of you who didn't hear us yesterday, keep Sarah Smiles and her family in your thoughts and prayers. She lost her dog. He passed away pretty tragically. So she's having a rough time. She's usually a mod in here. She's having a rough time. Right?
Yeah.
You want to thank you, mods, for being here, and everybody. Jen, it was good to see you. Loretta was awake today because it was earlier. We got to see Shar and Tracy and a whole bunch of cool people. So we will probably see you tomorrow. And thank you, Presley, by the way.
This is Mandi going, I asked Sean if he wanted, but now I'm telling him we're wrapping it up.
Well, no, I can't make dinner because it's 3:00. Thank
it's
you,
okay,
Alex.
baby.
It was good
I
to
was
see
just-
you.
I just said,
I've looked at that horse trough. No joke. I thought about it out there because our laundry room is
horse
right
trough,
by.
okay.
It's right by. But for real,
uh-huh.
it's right by the washer and dryer hookup is right by our deck door. So I was gonna run the hose from the hot water for the thing. You can do that, and you can pour it right into the thing. Those troughs, she paid like $500 for that trough.
Did she buy it or did she just get it?
Now that's a good question.
See, because the trough we use for the babies, the little trough, that's about $160,
No,
$170.
it's a big black
That's what I
Rubbermaid.
mean.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
so I don't think she bought that. I think she might have been in the backyard of somewhere that she
I would
had.
turn around and
They
sell
are
that.
very expensive.
Very expensive. But yeah, you could. I want to get a soft-sided hot tub. It can go on our deck. But that is so far down on the list. But the other thing is we're revamping our wish list because we do use everything for the chickens. We're revamping it to be like chicken stuff only. And yeah, she put it on her. She probably freaking did. Alex is like, there's no telling where she got it.
It is so crazy that, like I said, there's
you.
enough people that keep coming in I don't even have to know what's going on to know what's going on. I mean, someone's going to come in.
Like,
they're
it's probably shit
they're
from
gonna
the trash.
They've got a sick dog that comes on, right? And so people, we have animal lovers here, and they'll you know,
they mirror
if we said our dogs needed help, y'all would probably help us. And we've got a lot of people in here that love animals, so you guys know. So other people that do, they'll give money, and then that person goes and takes that money and spends it on something, and it's not even on like, it's on like Bowflexes
and then we'll
shit
show
like
it
that,
to
you know,
you, and then show it to you. Yeah, that's the thing. That's Bowflex thing. We were looking up 1990s Bowflex commercials, and Sean didn't even know why I was looking them up.
It's so funny.
So if you've got a Bowflex that you went and picked up from someone in town, first of all, I hope you didn't buy it. They're a dime a dozen in the landfill.
You can go to any landfill and
get
parts for one.
Emmer effort, and I don't know who really originally ever bought them, because the only thing I've ever seen is people giving them back and forth. Nobody
25 years ago, they were the biggest fad out there, from like 1996 to about.
So I hope you didn't pay for it, because you can get them free anywhere. Nobody, and they break, and they're stupid, and so don't brag about a Bowflex.
But the point is that you've got needs, you know, like people all have stuff they need. They need to eat. They need to keep the power on. They need to pay rent and stuff like that. A car payment. This is stuff that you systemically see YouTubers sometimes e-beg for or ask for, or whatever you want. It could be anybody. But then when somebody continually over and over and over again takes people's generosity and turns around and buys horse troughs or whatever, and then the next month at the same time frame they're asking for the same thing over and over again. That's what I mean by,
or bathing in a coconut but then begging for food money. That's weird.
YouTube is a platform like LiveMe that there's or all these other ones that people, there's always going to be someone else that comes through there that is willing to give.
And Al, leave a draws, whatever.
Yeah, Al, leave them alone, girl. You know, you need to get back to the nice person that you used to be.
You need to take a big piece of humble pie, because there's a lot of people that don't like you anymore. They used to think that you were okay.
And don't,
just saying, or don't.
The people that are watching her for the first time don't think she got 15,000 subs over the last year or two. She had them way before when she did.
Some of which she got off of Trisha's back. So there is that.
Yeah. But yeah, there's that.
Have a good night, you guys. Don't get a Bowflex. They give them away.
You got to pay your rent.
And they're always broken.
You got to pay your car payments.
Rent.
Don't buy a horse trough before paying your electric bill. Okay. Don't do that. Don't go and buy G-strings before before you pay your water bill. Don't do that. Pay your bills.
Bye, you guys. See you later. I was ready to end it.